Okay, so welcome back to another video. And in this video, this was the article, but I actually did something wrong because I don't have an ad blocker on. It does this thing like it mixed up the two articles. So I was actually scrolling down to the second one, which I will read in the same video. Don't worry. Oh, this one's gonna be as long as I can make it for you guys. Now, 12 reasons why Gen Z doesn't work as hard as Gen X. First off, my only response to this is literally the fact that we can't work. I mean, some of us can. Some of us are 24. No, some of us are turning 25 this year. No, 26 next year. Um, that water does not taste right. Okay, I'm gonna get some new water. With the current, okay, well, all right, that should. What the? Okay, let's not worry about the water. But yeah, Gen X has been working for 30 plus years. We've just started working, so it's whatever. Okay, 12 valid reasons why Gen Z doesn't work nearly as hard as, or 12 valid reasons Gen Z doesn't work as hard as Gen X. I don't care about the Wi-Fi stuff. Okay, well, with the current state of the job market, economy, and socio-political climate, there are several valid reasons Gen Z doesn't work as hard as Gen X. While they might be misunderstood and often misconstructed in debate, they're preserving mechanisms for Gen Z as they craft their adult lives, future goals, and general emotional well-being. Nearly 4% of Gen Z workers feel a sense of exhaustion or negative emotion in their current professional roles, according to a survey from Elite. So I don't know, whatever that is. But they're not necessarily one specific reason to blame, while they might be incomprehensible situations for older generations of workers who were sold and often achieved the dream of financial comfort through their careers, endeavors, and hard work. Gen Z is struggling to realize this American dream that equates hard work to success. Let me just contradict this one thing. A lot of Gen X, there are a good bit of Gen Xers that are deadbeats and that are bums. There are a good bit of millennials that are like that. And don't worry, Gen Z will be like that too. There will be a lot of us that are like that. Now, it is an unfair comparison to do this in today's generation. Maybe if like 5 generations from now, or two, like when we have grandkids, or when we have kids, that's a fair generation. That's a fair generational comparison because we'll be the same age as you guys were. But you can't compare it like this. But that's fine, whatever. I mean, I will admit, Gen Z, I do think have become lazier. We are lazier than Gen X. I'm not saying we don't work as hard. We are just lazier in terms of like the natural job setting. We don't want to go to college anymore. Because I mean, it's proven that college is a scam. Look at millennials. Most millennials are in debt. A lot of them are. And the millennials that aren't in debt, well, they just pretty much don't even exist on the internet. So, whatever. And another thing that can contradict this, because I'm Gen Z and I work I work 2 jobs. I'm trying to do this too. I'm always exhausted. So yeah, I'm not even 21 yet. So yeah, let's just yeah. Um, one, they're making less money. According to a handshake survey, 70% of Gen Zers name compensation and a higher salary as a top dominant determinant of their career decisions and aspirations, with salary transparency and growth being an innate who was that? Innate expectation in their position, despite yearning financial stability and prioritizing it in their career. They're struggling more financially compared to other generations like Gen X. Oh my gosh. Another study by TransUnion argues that Gen Z has been more affected by rising costs and inflation, including necessities like groceries and rent, the other age groups than other age groups, and is using more credit early in their lives than their older counterparts did at their age. While they're motivated towards financial stability and more specifically financial comfort, they're less likely to sacrifice their personal well-being for an employer that's only compensating them and maintaining a paycheck to paycheck reality. First off, again, a lot of us are not able to work. I think some of us are still finishing high school. Some of us are in college, haven't even graduated from a college degree yet, with a college degree yet. So where are we supposed to work? I'm just saying, of course we're going to make less money. But the thing is, I think a lot of Gen Z has realized that living that paycheck to paycheck life is not it. If you look at Gen X, a lot of Gen X is not happy. Physically in their state, they don't like their... Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I probably won't be able to fit these two in one video, but it's fine. I'll do my best. A lot of Gen X is not happy. Gen X is very unhappy, I think, a lot of times. But that's fine. It doesn't mean you're not successful. I think the true representation of success is how you raise your kids. If your kids are successful, then you've done your job. If your kids become just like you, or you were that father figure that you were supposed to, you did your job. You left your imprint on the world. Monetarily, I mean, I think Gen Z just realized that the paycheck to paycheck life is just not it. Like I'm always like, man, how can I make more money in a week? How can I make more money in a day? I even looked at YouTube, but I've studied analytics like a madman for a while. I told all my friends, I was like, bro, YouTube is it. Because YouTube, unlike a normal job, let's say my starting salary on YouTube is the same as a normal job, right? Eventually, YouTube's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. My salary is going to get higher on YouTube than it will as a normal job. But it still doesn't mean I'm going to be lazy. YouTube is not the thing I want to do in life. But YouTube is something that can help me get there. That's the key. Find what you want to do and go for it. Oh, stupid ads, bro. Number 2, they are not motivated by long-term financial goals. Okay, that's literally... oh my gosh. According to an whatever survey, nearly 63% of Americans can't afford to buy a home. With a staggering 87% of those being Gen Zers. Yeah, because most our oldest are like 25. While also living paycheck to paycheck, budgeting to buy their groceries and pay their rent every month. Yeah, because rent's like gone up, and so have groceries. We can't afford this. The feasible of saving for larger long-term financial goals like purchasing a home or buying a car is low, despite holding the same, if not more, experience than Gen X counterparts did at their age. They're struggling more financially to keep up rising costs, leaving little money left for saving, retirement, and emergency accounts. While sacrificing long-term financial goals might have been motivating for Gen Xers at the beginning of their careers, Gen Zers struggle to harness a similar mindset, especially in jobs they're not passionate about and don't feel respected in. Okay, to contradict this is the fact that every cost, like let's say, because most of the time the wages don't go up, but the house prices, the groceries, gas, rent, everything, even technology in today's, because we have to buy more technology in today's world. Phones are more expensive. You can't buy a $20 phone anymore at Target. Internet service is more expensive. TV is more expensive. Water is more expensive. Electricity is more expensive. Houses are more expensive. Rent is more expensive. Food, gas prices, all of it's more expensive than it used to be. And people, I think they don't understand this, and they're saying we're lazy. We're not lazy. It's just we physically can't do anything about it. And that's where it hits us hard. Man, I'm only on 3. They're committed to their work-life balance. While the majority of Gen Z workers are willing to work long hours and put extra time for a job they're passionate about, most are quick to set clear work-life boundaries with their employers to prioritize their own mental health, well-being, and personal time. Especially for those still struggling financially despite working a full-time job, they're less motivated to sacrifice their own time for benefit of their company. I'm gonna be honest. Gen Z has just realized that working for the quote-unquote man, is not what they want to do. They want to work for themselves now. A lot of them want to start their own businesses, so they're obviously not going to be putting something in there like that extra time they could be doing for themselves to make more money than their job, like a side hobby. They're not going to put that effort in the same place as they are for that job that they don't feel as respected in. But that's fine. I will never criticize someone for getting the bag in a right way. Like, if you're not out here selling your body, you're doing you're doing good. But yeah, I sacrifice a lot of my free time for work itself, and I come home and I barely have any free time, and I'm still doing recording videos. I'm still trying to edit videos. I'm still playing sports, bro. I'm still going to the gym. I'm still trying to eat healthy. I'm still like boxing. I'm still playing soccer, bro. I still can have a social life. I got like barely any time for myself, but guess what? That doesn't matter. The grind set is what matters. I think Gen Z is more on the grind set, of long-term grind set, than Gen X can even see. And that's the problem. According to a survey from, again, 25% of Gen Zers name work-life balance as their top priority when looking for a new job, with over 14% of them claiming they've recently left a job due to concerns with burnout and overbearing employers. Growing up in homes where work-life boundaries were often vague, they're more likely to prioritize them in their own lives to combat similar consequential reactions. I feel like this is really just depending on where you live. This whole section, the work-life balance, like Gen Z here where I live, bro, they don't care about that. There is no work-life balance. They work. In California, for example, like in Los Angeles, San Diego. No, maybe not San Diego. Maybe LA, just LA. They work and they get time off. They get 7 days off. They work one day. You know, they're lazy. They're lazier. I will admit, we're lazier on the West Coast than the East Coast, and then lazier than. I think we're actually least laziest in the middle. Because that's just where all the hard stuff is, bro. Everything hard is over there in the middle. They prioritize their mental health. I actually don't. Me, my brothers, my friends, none of us have ever prioritized our mental health. Okay. According to the American Psychological Organization, Gen Z is more likely to report medical health concerns than Gen X and other demographic groups. Okay, this one is true. I will say this, because Gen X, I've never seen a Gen X who's been concerned about mental health. But then again, I've never really seen many Gen Zers that are also concerned about their mental health or mental fatigue. Despite both growing up in uniquely different versions of hustle culture, mainly Gen Z workers are more determined, more committed to prioritizing their mental health than climbing the corporate ladder. That's right. I will say some of us are like that. But I am not one of those people, so that's all I can say. Along with the greater mental health awareness among Gen Zers, they've also interlinked in their emotional well-being with other avenues of their life, from their social life to their professional career, and even their purchasing habit. Data from Y-Pulse even suggests that 71% of Gen Zers prefer when brands they purchase from and support integrate mental health concerns in their brand image and advertising. I'm gonna be honest, the brands I buy from, bro, I don't care if you have mental health on your thing. Like, for example, men's mental health awareness thing, I don't care if that's a thing that you like or not. It doesn't even matter. That men get that 1 month and then that's it. And that's thrown out the window. Nobody talks about men's mental health awareness ever again. So mental health awareness, maybe it's because I'm a dude, we just don't care. So the reason for why Gen X works harder is because a lot of Gen Z cares about mental health. This argument is not looking good for them. 5. They find community in other areas of their lives. As technological accessibility and online community spaces flourish, especially among people in younger generation, there's less of a need for Gen Z to make friends with their coworkers. That's true. If you don't like a coworker, man, don't be friends with them. I'm not friends with half my coworkers. I'm friends with some of them. I'm friendly with most of them, but I'm not friends with them. Combining with a greater push for more flexible working options like remote and hybrid workplaces, many Gen Zers also feel indifferent to prioritize work relationships in their personal lives, combating overbearing work expectations and a healthier work-life balance. They'd rather separate their personal relationships and lives from their professional career, according to a poll. Blah, blah. Nearly 55% of Gen Zers have slightly higher percentage than other generations like Gen X and are also less engaged at work. They are less focused on their workloads, maintaining connections with whatever. And yeah, sure, this is true. I don't care. This one, I mean, I personally don't agree with, but sure, whatever. They seek meaningful work. This is true. I will say, like, I value like a meaningful, like I can't do something that I think is meaningless for the rest of my life. I think that'd be pathetic and a waste of time. This is just my opinion. I know a lot of Gen Zers that don't agree with that. They will do the most meaningless things. According to blah blah, blah experts from Harvard, Gen Z is more motivated professionally by meaningful work, opportunities that connect with their values, yada yada yada. This product not only soars when they're in passion or position they're passionate about, they're generally more engaged in content to do better for more than a paycheck in these roles. Wow. High expectations from the employers. 87% of Gen Z are more likely to leave their current role if there's both a mismatch in values and toxicity in their daily life. Watching older generation in the workplace, watching older generation like Gen X experience the consequence of burnout in toxic professional environment. They're more committed to acknowledge the shortcomings of their employers in prioritizing their own well-being. That's true. I will say this one's true. Only because, like, let's see. It's just like they just expect more. We expect more from the employers nowadays because, like, I mean, Gen Z. I will say that we have a problem with working your normal fast food jobs. We hate them. A lot of Gen Z hates fast food jobs. They complain about them all the time, but they just don't leave. Right? So it's like that kind of relationship. I can't work for an employer that I hate or I don't respect, because then I'm gonna not listen to you and I'm gonna start doing things my way. But this was true. There's no argument I can even give to counter this one. Oh, they feel less respected at work. I was just saying this too. Why do you think Gen Z doesn't work at fast food or try not to work at fast food, bruh? Gen Z just don't even care anymore in terms of fast food. I'm not even gonna read this one simply because, well, I'll read some of it, but simply because this one's just true. Gen Z just, like, have you ever been to a drive-thru at McDonald's, for example, and like the employees just don't care? Burger King just don't even care. That's because we just don't care. Nearly 40% of Gen Z workers experience bullying and harassment from their peers since returning to the office post-pandemic. Yeah. Yeah, that's about true. Some of these, like, if I can just answer them off the bat, I won't read the thing, but they feel discouraged by the job market. Yeah, sure. I think this one's true. The job market's not broad enough, in my opinion. It's very narrow right now for what it needs or what it wants. It's not what we want, if that makes sense. Like, none of the jobs that we want to do are something that the job market has, like, to offer, in my opinion. What is wrong with my mic? Why won't it stay up? I'll fix this somehow. Like, guess. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, this one's completely true. So the job market is just like, it's not intriguing enough. It's just something that's there. Like, for example, fast food jobs are like super high in demand right now, and that's the only thing that, like, everybody I know that. So I work at UPS, so I'll just say that now. It's whatever. And a lot of people have second jobs being fast food or retail. None of it, anybody who's Gen Z just doesn't like that job, and they're like, well, I tried working in a warehouse and stuff and other stuff places. It's just those jobs don't want us. They don't want anybody. They just don't accept us because we don't have enough work experience, quote unquote. And they're battling overwhelming stress. This one's untrue. At least for me. Maybe this is true for most people. Majority of Gen Z are grappling with an overwhelming sense of stress. Okay, yes. This is true for most Gen Z, but not me. I think stress is a good thing, but a lot of Gen Z, I have noticed, they cope with stress in like such stupid ways. A lot of them vape constantly. I'm like, I have a friend, my coworker at my second job or whatever, and he says he's like super stressed out. And I'm like, bro, you kind of have no reason to be stressed out yet. You haven't even entered college yet. Or he's like, hasn't entered college for this semester yet, because he's going next semester. So he's going for spring semester. And I was like, you don't have a right to be stressed out. But he still vapes. He's like, vaping calms me down. I'm like, yeah. He's like, look at my acne. You think I get this from not cleaning my face? No, from stress. I'm like, if I'm being honest with you, I'm being more stressed than you are. But I don't use anything to deal with my stress. I just pull up my pants and just deal with it, bro. This is the world we live in. We have to deal with it ourselves. That's the difficulty of Gen Z. We have to deal with it now. We don't get no therapy anymore. They're not receiving constructive feedback. Yeah, I feel like it's a little true. I think Gen X, the feedback that Gen X gives us is not constructive. It's more like sometimes it can be deconstructive. My mom shows she does have the best interest in her heart for me, and I love her to death for that. Love you, Mom. But sometimes your feedback is not constructive, it's deconstructive. But I mean, I don't let that stop me, but still, it's just something I just want to point out. They have less professional mentorship. True, this is true. A lot of jobs expect us to have the experience already. We're too young to have the experience in general, so how are we supposed to have the experience? And they're not willing to give us a chance. Despite 83% of Gen Z arguing that mentorship is crucial, professional development, 52% have successfully acquired one in the rollship. Largely impacted by flexible working environments Gen Z yearns for, alongside technological accessibility and rise of Zoom meetings and offline chats. There's a membership gap or mentorship gap that prevents many entry-level employees from getting the mentorship they need to succeed. I think that's true to some extent, but I think that's it for this video. I know this is not me roasting the shit out of this one. I said I was gonna roast it, but for the next one, I will roast the next one. I think I'm not gonna make any promises, but I will roast the next one. I promise. I think. Yeah, okay, I already said I promise, but I think I'll roast it. Hope you guys have a good day and enjoy. If you guys like the next videos or whatever I post, whatever.